Hey everybody, welcome to something brand new and completely different on my channel. For the next couple of days, I'm going to be uploading this kind of content, so if you are interested in it, go ahead and leave it a watch. If not, it's not a big deal. The normal content will resume after this week is done. I just wanted to give it a shot for, the week, just because I thought it was kind of interesting. But they did add Speed Duel Rated to the dueling book thing. I guess you can go play rated and speed duels instead of playing like advanced TCG. So if you're unfamiliar with how speed duels work, it's very similar to TCG, except that instead of having 8,000 life points, you have 4,000 life points. Instead of having 5 cards in your opening hand, you have four cards in your opening hand. Instead of having 40 to 60 cards in your deck, you only have 20 to 30. So it's pretty much like a lot different. It's like like a half as much as a normal TCG game. And there's only 3 spells and trap zones, as well as 3 main monster zones. And there's no extra monster zone. And there are only 6 cards in the extra deck and 6 cards in the side deck. And that's a little, basically introduction to how this format works. So we're going to go ahead and hop into my first ever match. So also, you get to start the duel with a skill card, which is these cards right here. So he is playing a Pegasus skill, and it says at the start of the duel, place a card in your spell and trap and flip it over, and it's treated as Toon World. So that's pretty much what he's doing, and I'm playing a Rex skill, and I won't exactly reveal what I'm playing quite yet, because I want it to be a little bit of a secret. Although I guess you could just read the title, which is pretty much what you could do. In fact, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm playing Serpent Night Dragon, so that's the secret there. But he's playing a Toon deck, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at my hand. And this hand's not exactly too great. We don't have a direct way into my Serpent Night Dragon, which is the main focus of this deck. And the Serpent Night Dragon is actually fantastic. Like, this skill is amazing. Serpent Night Dragon is a normal monster if you're not familiar, but we'll get into that later. So, if we take a look at his hand, he actually does have 2 copies of Toon Summon Skull, which is really good because Toon Summon Skull is the main card in his deck, where if you can summon it, you can attack directly by paying 500 life points, and it's 25 just direct. It's insane. 2 hits and you're dead. So he's going to normal summon Sphere Karibo and special summon it, tribute it for a Toon Summon Skull. So all the Toons have the same summoning mechanic, I believe. Don't quote me on that because I'm not exactly too sure. But you can basically special summon them by normal summoning them, if that's like the best way for me to explain it. So if it's like level 4 or lower, you don't tribute anything, you can just special it for free. If it's a 5 or 6, you tribute 1 monster to special it, and if it's 7 or higher, you just tribute 2 to special it. That's like the best way for me to explain it, and they can attack the turn they're summoned. I think some of them can. I'm not exactly too sure on that. I know there's like different categories of Toon cards, but I'm not familiar. I don't know them off the top of my head. I just know that they're a little bit different. Anyways, that's it's a bit of a tangent there, but anyways, he's gonna set the 7 tools of the bandit and pass his turn to me. So on my turn, I don't really have a whole lot here. I'm gonna set the Champion's Vigilance as well as the Blue Dragon Summoner. So it doesn't really do anything because he's going to attack me directly anyways, but I mean, it is getting a monster on the field, so I can work my way towards a tribute summon. So that's what I'm going to do here. He draws for turn, drawing into Death Tornado, which is basically baiting out any of the negations that I have. Champion's Vigilance doesn't do anything here, but if it did, he could still negate it. He's going to go into the battle phase and pay 500 to declare a direct attack with Toon Summon Skull, and that's going to get hit here with a Sphere Karibo. Fortunately for me, this is a fantastic because Toon Summon Skull in defense mode is only 1200 defense. So any of the monsters that I have right now can kill over it. I mean, obviously, except for the Sphere Karibo I just drew. But so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip the Blue Dragon Summoner, and I'm going to normal summon double Costin, and I'm going to attack over and then attack directly with the Blue Costin for 1700, putting him down to 1800. And he draws for turn, drawing into Mirakutai, which is a really interesting card because this is a spell negate during the opponent's turn. I mean, it's off a normal summon, which is kind of cool. They're kind of forced to out this by just entering their battle phase and swinging over. I mean, it's pretty weak, but I mean, it does kind of force them to go into their battle phase, which is really interesting. But obviously, he's not going to do that here. He's just going to, tribute it for the Toon Summon Skull. Another interesting fact about this is that this is a material for Last Warrior from Another Planet, so do keep that in mind. Obviously, that's not in Speed Duels, but I mean, it's just a fun fact. Toons can attack the turn they're summoned, so he's just going to pass his turn. I draw for turn, drawing into Gentlemander. Doesn't do anything in this matchup, unfortunately, because they can just bypass that by attacking me directly, because, like, you know, they can't attack any monsters except this one, but obviously they're just going to bypass it by swinging directly, so it's not going to matter. I'm just going to switch Summoner and cost into defense mode. I could, in fact, this is what I was thinking here, I could crash my Blue Dragon Summoner by taking 1,000 damage, and then I can search for Serpent Night Dragon, and on my next turn I could tribute it for my over my Costin for him. But I decided not to do that. I just decided to go ahead and pass my turn. I probably could have set this Costin, but it's not going to matter. He's going to go into battle phase, and he's going to pay 500 to declare an attack with Toon Summon Skull. Gets hit with yet another Seer Karibo, and at this point I have game, because I can just go into my turn, flip both of them into attack mode, and attack for game. It doesn't matter. One of them's going to attack his monster, the other's going to attack for game. So, yep. Moving into game number 2. Obviously, he's playing the same skill. He didn't side it out or anything. And he's going to go ahead and special Toon Mermaid and use the Toon Table of Contents to search for Toon Summon Skull and tribute the Toon Mermaid for the Toon Summon Skull. And he can set the 7 tools of the Bandit as well as the Dust Tornado, and he passes the turn to me. My hand is fantastic here. I can go ahead and bait anything out with this Night Beam, so I'm going to bait the Bandit out, and then I just have a Dust Tornado to worry about. And then I'm going to normal summon the double Costin and tribute it with Tribute Doll into my Serpent Night Dragon. And then I can use my skills. So we're going to go over the effects of the skill because it is a fantastic card. So skills don't use the chain link, by the way, so they just activate and resolve. So your opponent can't respond to it, which is absolutely insane. So once per turn, you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, and you use one of the following skills depending on the number of monsters revealed. So if you reveal 1 monster, you can add one of those cards to your hand. If you reveal 2 monsters, you can destroy a card your opponent controls. And if you reveal 3, you can apply both effects, which is insane. Then you can place the rest of the cards on the top of your deck in any order, so you basically get to stack your draws. So fortunately for us, we revealed, actually unfortunately for us, I mean we did reveal 1 monster, which is really nice, but we did reveal 2 spell cards, which means we can't apply both effects. We can either destroy a card or add one of these from our deck, the activated cards to our hand. Obviously he has the Toon Summon Skull, which is 2,500 attack. So on the following turn, he's going to use the Toon Summon Skull to attack our Serpent Night Dragon. So we're going to want to get rid of the Toon Summon Skull. So that's exactly what I do here. Then I'm going to go ahead and stack the top of my deck so that my next draw is going to be a spell card. I misclicked on the Costin, but so I add the Summoner's Art to the top of the deck. And then, so on my following turn, I'm going to draw a spell card, which means I have a higher chance of revealing a monster card when I use the effect on the following turn. Because this is not a once per duel effect, this is a once per turn effect, which is insane. So I'm going to set this Vigilance here, and I can attack because of Tribute Doll, so I can attack the turn that my monster is summoned. So that's like the only bad restriction of this card, but I mean, it's fine because I just got a card basically for free. Technically, I should be summoning these Serpent Night Dragon in defense mode, and I really should be doing that. But anyways, he's going to draw for turn, drawing into Blastsphere. He's going to set that and pass his turn to me. So drawing for turn, I can draw, and then I'm going to go ahead and use Nightmare Sonic Blast to go ahead and reveal, and I reveal 3 monsters, so that's pretty nice. I can go ahead and add one of them, which I add the Tribute Doll in this case, and then I'm going to stack the rest of my deck and then use the Summoner's Art to search because why not? Just get it out of my deck. Then I'm going to move into battle phase, and I'm going to go ahead and swing for 2350, bringing him down to 1650. So I just need any basically normal summon next turn, because if he sets something, I can just go ahead and double Costin basically. If I reveal a double Costin off the Nightmare Sonic Blast, I have game, because then I can just normal the double Costin, attack with Serpent Night Dragon, attack with Costin for game. And I do have a negate of any sort, so it's not going to matter pretty much. So on his turn, he's just going to draw Toon Rollback, and he's just going to scoop it up there, because Toon Rollback, unfortunately, doesn't do anything for him in this case, because he doesn't control any Toon monsters. He probably should have used this Dust Tornado just to bait out my negate, but he didn't. But, That's just how it goes sometimes. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's the first of 3 actually matches that I do have recorded. So if you do enjoy this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because I have another match for you in 2 days. So I will see you guys in a little bit. See ya.